Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm switching it up. I'm doing my everyday makeup video because I keep getting the same questions over and over again. Like, people either ask me how do they get started in makeup, what foundation do I use, and how do they contour, and what can they do for everyday makeup. Like, people always say I don't want a full beat, I just want something I can do quick. So I'm gonna just show y'all what I do whenever I'm about to go somewhere. This is like my everyday makeup look when I'm really not trying to do too much. I'm just trying to give face and that's it. Like, nothing too special. And it's not hard. I feel like everybody thinks makeup is so hard. It's really not that hard. So I'm gonna just show y'all what steps and what I use. Y'all already know. First order of business. Y'all already know. So go ahead and subscribe so that you can be ready for all the good stuff I got coming. I'm gonna walk y'all through step by step. Primer, foundation, concealer, what I use to contour, highlighter, eyebrows, everything. And it's gonna be quick. Like, usually it takes me like an hour to do my makeup, but sometimes I can get it done in like 30 minutes if I'm really doing good. But I do everything slow, so like once you get used to it, you can really speed up the process. It does not have to be 2 hours to do your makeup. I promise you it doesn't. It might look like it takes that long, but it really don't take that long. So yeah, I'm gonna walk y'all through it. We're gonna get right into the video. So I'm gonna start with my brows. So of course I'm using my Fenty Beauty Brow MVP. Love it in the color dark brown. The ABH Brow Wiz in the color Ebony. And then my Aina Beverly Hills Dip Brow Powder in the color Granite. And then my LA Girl Pro Concealer. So I start with the Fenty Beauty brush, and I just like to brush my eyebrows out. I like natural brows. I like to be able to see the hairs. Like, that's a big deal for me. I used to do so many things to my brows, but I don't anymore. So like the first thing I do is try to create a line. Y'all, I don't even go get my brows done anymore. So I just create like a line where I want what I want my brows to look like on the bottom. That's pretty much all I use the brow MVP for. And then I take it and I create like a couple of hairs just to fill in those blank areas, because I don't really have a full brow. Like, my brows, the ends of my brows are so ugly. So I use the brow MVP to fill those in, and I would suggest getting like a lighter color and not going too dark. And I actually like the brush on the brow MVP versus the spoolie. Like, I feel like you can spread the hairs out a lot better. So then I take my ABH Brow Wiz and I do the same thing. I just kind of keep filling it in until it looks like a full brow. Like, I'm just creating small little lines, not pressing too hard. And so with the dip brow powder, I'm actually still doing the same thing, but it's much darker. So I use that for like, mostly for like the front of my brow, just to create more hairs. And you see the difference from the beginning. Now we already have a brow. So I used to like outline my entire brow. I do not do that anymore. I only do the bottom just because there's like a few hairs that I need to tweeze. So I just line the bottom just to get that clean look around my brows. And I take the MAC 263 brush, just like I've always been doing, and just concealing that area, making it clean so it looks like I kind of got my brows done. And I only do the bottom. I kind of take it and do like the end so I can end my brow. And voila, y'all. Very easy, very simple. If you just want to do your brows, this is all I do. So anyway, next step, we're getting into our primer. I love the Milk Hydro Primer. Like, girl, you gotta get this primer. You gotta get this primer because it makes your makeup lay really good. Smooth that all around. And this time I'm going to be using Too Faced Born This Way foundation and a foundation brush from e.l.f. I am only going to use one pump. That's what I always start with, is one full pump. You can always go back and add more if you want more coverage, but I always start with one pump just to see where it gets me. And then if I need more, I add more, but you do not want to put too much on and then have to take some off, because you would definitely just have to start over. So I just spread my makeup out. I try not to swipe my face. I start in the middle and I try not to swipe the brush, and more so just patting the makeup in, because it just looks better that way. I don't really know why. That's just how I do my makeup. And then I'll do like half of the makeup, and then I'll go back in and use the rest, and then I kind of judge how the makeup looks, and if I need more, I'll go and add like a half a pump, which is what I did here. I wanted a little bit more coverage. Normally I wouldn't put foundation over my eyelids, but I did today because, as you'll see later on, I forgot my eyeshadows, so I had to. There you are. I was saying put foundation on your neck. I didn't, because I'm not going nowhere. And then I'm taking the Born This Way Too Faced concealer in the color Butterscotch. Yes, Butterscotch. I really love this concealer. I actually like the applicator. It's really thick. This concealer is really thick, but it is really good coverage. I start with concealer under my eyes. My nose is really crooked, so I really take my time with figuring out the shape of my nose. That's my favorite part of my face, the contour. And I just like to highlight those spots where I know the sun is going to shine, and I just want that part of my face to pop out. Now, the size of your face when concealing is optional. You do not have to do that part. I wouldn't suggest you doing it if you're not used to doing your makeup all the time. It's not necessary. Your concealer will look just as good without it. And I like taking a foundation brush and just kind of smoothing that out before I blend it. I just like to distribute that concealer over all of the spaces very evenly so it can be lay very smooth. You do not have to use this much concealer. It's just what I like to use. If you're just starting out in makeup, I would say less is more. Do what makes you feel the most comfortable. Everybody's face looks different. Your contour will look different than mine, so you'll figure it out over time. But definitely the side of your face is optional, because if you do not blend this part, let me tell you, you look like a clown. And I'm being so serious. So I'm going to take my beauty blender. I did wet it. It's a little damp. And I am just going to blend that out. Always make sure there's no harsh lines when you're blending your makeup. I am patting the beauty blender, not sliding it across my face. You do not want to do this too hard. You don't want to take up any of the product off. Then I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty matchstick. This is Trusty Dusty. I love this matchstick. And I'm just going to take a brush, and I am going to do my contour. This is where the darker areas are on my face. I have really high cheekbones, so I like to contour under my cheekbone, and definitely my big old forehead. Gotta make it a little bit smaller, small as I can, which is impossible. But then I contour my nose, which is something I really like to focus on because my nose is very crooked. Then I just take that brush and kind of blend it out. So yeah, it could get really scary. You know, you've used too much. If your face starts to look really dirty, you've probably used too much product. So start light. This is very dark, so I didn't need that much. And then I'm going to take the other side of my dirty beauty blender that I need to clean, and I'm just going to blend that in. I'm going to make sure all of those lines are gone, y'all. So now it's time for powder. My favorite powder is the Beauty Bakerie flower powder in the color yellow. She is trusty dusty too. And I'm using a different beauty blender. And I like to start under my eyes. Somebody asked me recently, how do they start with powder? I always say start under your eyes. That's really the only part I would say you have to do. But go over those same spots that you use the concealer with. It makes your face pop. Powder can go from beautiful to casket ready in 0.9 seconds. So less is more. I don't let my powder sit too long. I used to bake all the time. It's not necessary. I just take a brush and kind of wipe off those areas very lightly, and then I go over it with a beauty blender to blend it in. It just gives you an extra layer. And right after I do that, I like to set it. It just, I don't know, it does something. Then I'm going to take this blush trio palette from Morphe. I'm going to use the color Edgy, and just to give my face a little more pop, I like to go and grab a little blush. I left my eyeshadow. I didn't have any eyeshadows with me that day, so I am using Fenty Beauty bronzer and Coco just to give my eyes a little bit more depth. And then I'm going to take this Artist Couture Jackie Aina highlighter just to give my nose and my brow bone a little pop. If you know me, you know my favorite eyeliner is Better Than Sex by Too Faced. Yes, That is how I get my perfect winged eyeliner, which is my go-to. I also like to point the corner of my eyes. That's signature for me. I'm going to take this NARS Climax mascara before I put on my Lilly lashes for my eyes. And y'all, I don't even know what liner I'm using in this video, but it's just a brown liner and a nude lip, which is also my go-to for when I really don't know what I'm about to do with my face. And voila, that is it. It's so easy. I promise y'all, it's not hard to do your makeup. It's not hard to get started. These products are interchangeable. You can use anything, and I promise you can get the same look. I hope you guys really, really, really love this look. Okay, I'm feeling myself. It's time to go. All right, y'all, that's it. Like, this is really my everyday makeup look. Very simple, to the point. I started doing this at 6 o'clock, and look what time it is. 6:57. So it literally took me an hour. Probably would have been less if I wasn't trying to make sure I was teaching. But yeah, sometimes when I'm doing this, I'll add a gloss. Most of the time I won't, but it depends on. I'll switch the lip up every so often. I'll switch the blush up. Sometimes I do a little more eyeshadow or a little more highlight, but like, this is the basic. This is what I normally do when I'm trying to go somewhere. So I hope y'all like it. And y'all know I love y'all because I did this at the end of the night. I'm not even about to go nowhere. So really just like waste to the face. But it's for my love, so I'll do anything for y'all. But I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below about what I use. I will try to put everything, all the links to everything, into the description box about the products I use. Yeah, that's it.